Oh my God, guys, I just did so much talking. I don't even know if y'all heard none of it. Probably you didn't hear none of it. Probably you didn't not ain't hear none of whom. We say unsatisfied H3Q. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Congratulations. Welcome. From which of the 12 realms do you hail? Looks like Monorogue. That's great. Well, you heard none of it. Good. Even though I said a bunch of nice things, let's pretend I said something terrible, regrettable, something that would have been cancelable. But luckily, fate smiled upon us. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Brian Brushwood. You have stumbled into office hours. You ever go to university where your professor takes a couple hours every single week, just does whatever the hell he was going to do, except for the doors cracked a little bit open? You're welcome to peek your head on in, ask a question, get a free upgrade. Now, at university, that's a free upgrade in the form of a letter grade. They'll never say it, but that's really what it boils down to. Just for showing up. But, Sam Downey. Sam Downey, man, it's been a minute. How have you been? Anyway, office hours is where you guys get to peek behind the scenes, but most importantly, it's your opportunity to share it behind the scenes. Yeah, there we go. Tank Radio. That's exactly what's up. Today, yeah, we can get rid of that clock. We're starting early. Today, we've got Josh Nass of Ham Radio Crash Course. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Ham Radio Crash Course. Yeah. The one, the only, the original. Josh Nass is joining us. We've got 3 or 4 episodes sketched out that we're going to shoot this weekend. However, oh no, Che. That's the one. What do you say, Dan Homesteader? Yeah, Josh Nass is coming in, and so in anticipation, one of the things that I wanted to do show prep, basically, and figure out kind of what are the questions I should ask in advance. Boy, guys, I tell you what, I'm doing this teeth whitener, which means all my teeth go numb, and I have to over enunciate. You were reading the reflection of my lips. Oh, this is when I was silent. I was like, are you asking for a kiss, Wago? Let's see. Nope, that's not right at all. So for this one, what we want is Fake Tom. There's Fake Tom. We're going to make Fake Tom just a little bit smaller. There we go. Still kind of cut out right there. Yeah, Josh is cool. So there's a couple of different things we're going to do. One is, well, actually, my impulse is to just tell all of you guys everything we're going to do, but that wouldn't leave much in the tank, would it? So instead, I will only obliquely reference it. But what we can do is we can talk about shortwave radio. Actually, first, let me do a quick rundown and say hello to everyone, and then we will be good to go. None of it, great. Dylan Theus was first. I wish I could feature it on screen faster. Tank Radio, yep, I got you caught up on that. Oh, congratulations. That's amazing. Tank Radio, are you on the Founders Club plaque back here? Is your call sign on there? Kind of want to look. Frank. All right. Frank Barkless? Frank, under Frank Lappian. Oh, Frank L. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's a, hold on, let me double check it. It has Marvin 117 next to it. I don't know if I see, maybe I'm reading the wrong one. Regardless, it's wonderful to see you guys. Yeah, Larry Southpaw, that's one of the things that we're talking about. Here's my goal. My goal is, what I'd like to do is take this office hours. We're going to go to shortwave.themodernrogue.com, and that's going to forward over to this University of Twente in the Netherlands. And this is an extraordinary a wideband SDR. Here, there we go. And I want to start hunting around. Let's see. So I don't even know what the different neighborhoods of this stuff is the crazy part, right? That's not pleasant. Although there is something just zen about this stuff. It's mysterious. Ben Cook magic. I'm going to get right on it. Uh-oh. Yeah. Invol 84. Let's hope / not hope. I still need to get that story on that Emmy. What a great photo you have. How do I go back? Oh, there we go. I would love to know whether or not I'm actually affecting a thing by clicking on it. Like what I mean is, if there's a physical something moving, an equivalent of a dial turning, that could be Che. But I'll tell you what. Oh, Cliff Horn, that's a good solution. I like that dual solution. I'll tell you what. Give me a hint as to where to go, Blaine Arm. And let's find out. So here's, I believe those are pager numbers. See now, like, look at this. This thing that just happened, whatever this event was across a whole bunch of the spectrum. Ah, there we go. There we go. That's at least not squealing at us.
high numbers lie persistent risks and deep imbalances. For instance, high debt burdens and shrinking fiscal space are constraining investment. Elevated policy uncertainty continues to dampen confidence. The report also highlights the uneven nature of economic growth across regions. For example, it projects US economic growth at around 2% in 2026, while growth in the European Union is forecast at a slower 1.3%. In Asia, growth is expected to remain stronger than in advanced economies. The report also addressed areas of artificial intelligence
There we go. You can see like a bunch of these beacons all going at the same time here. The artistic spectrum. Whoops. So how would I... Actually, I guess we could get a little bit of assist from old Chatty G. We'll see if it's able to follow all that. And I guess in the meantime... Aha. So, look at this. Guess what we just learned, guys? We've landed right on a time signal beacon. That vertical carrier at 10 megahertz is almost certainly WWV, the U.S. Standard Time and Frequency Station. The exact frequency, either 10,000 megahertz or 10 megahertz, I can't tell what the dot means. They also transmit on 2.5, 5, 15, and 20. That solid vertical line is a rock-stable carrier used to calibrate radios. Audio content. There'll be 1 second ticks, short beeps, a longer beep at the end of each minute. A calm male voice. I don't think that's right, though. See, this is where I don't know if it's actually cheating or making stuff up. Yeah, Morse code. How do I Google things? Best darn computer says 1/16 notes. It's a binary encoded decimal. I'm tuned a bit off center. Okay. Oh. I mean, I do believe that's got to be kind of the right thing. I do believe that's got to be kind of the right thing. That's confidence. There we go. And then... What's funny is I don't know how much of this is me just enjoying a cool sound and how much of this is me just enjoying play pretending being an explorer. I mean, it's fine either way, because at the end of the day, there really is just a bizarre waterfall of noise out there. humans be doing human stuff all over the planet. I actually have what I think is a really good idea for a podcast series, but I'm going to put this out to the universe. I am on the hunt for giant archives of CB radio, like unfiltered giant chunks of it. Oh no! Oh, there we go. That is right. With the idea that I can churn through the data and find particularly interesting stories out there. Also, Lone Dog 80 with the real answers out there. I do hear the Blue Men Group drumming. That is good. Okay, let's hear something. Let's see what this one is. Military HF data, almost certainly ALE. The automatic link establishment bursts. The roll call system used by military and government high-frequency radios. What did you guys say the buzzer was? So Longhorn Legend says the band above 2,700 usually has people chanting 27,000. So let's do 27,000. By the way, years ago, I set up shortwave.themodernrogue.com to point to forward to this place. There we go. Oh, I want media. There we go. All right.
Thomas, ik heb mijn kledder waar je gewoon op 12 uur staan.
Is this German? So I suspect that there's a fair bit I could learn about tuning these in terms of like where. Ooh.
Je staat er in ieder geval wel nog op. Dus dat scheelt, hè. En als hij nog mooie en beter wilt hebben, dan zou ik een keer een originele microfoon van de Jezo pakken. Had ik ook, had ik mijn TX offset, hè, stond niet op 0, hè. Dus elke keer als ik een microfoon losliet, ik ontvang ik gewoon strak op 12 uur.
Yeah, that's a good distinction, Larry Southpaw. Since we know where the receiver, the antenna here is. Yeah, Lone Dog, I poked around a bit. I haven't found it yet. Tank radio is pointing me to... Wait, let me turn this down so I'm not competing with them. There we go. Let's try backing all the way out and going down to, where did you say? Oh, Citizens Band. Don't mind if I do. Ah, there we go. Control mouse wheel. See, what is this guy going on? Have you guys heard of LLMs being trained on whale song and dolphin sounds? So the way LLMs are trained in the nascent phase is basically they just A/B test whether or not something sounds like a sensible response or not, and then folks, continue to say yes, more of that, and eventually you get a nonsense. What just happened here? Oh, somebody's talking. But my point being is that there's no reason that animal sounds wouldn't be able to, from the behavior of animals, essentially train an LLM on their own sounds. Like, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to straight up talk to dolphins. Ah, so this is a local... This is a local Yahoo being disrespectful on the airwaves. Is that what's happening? Congratulations, Space Peanut. Keep me posted on that. I want to hear about that. And what's going on down here that would cause this guy to... There we go. Oh, wait. So being in the Citizens Band and knowing that this is a Dutch antenna, obviously we're going to skew more to that angle. There's that one dude who's blasting out because he's too close. Or maybe he's just appropriately loud right next to the antenna, which that's a good thing to remember. So Tank Radio told me to go to 14,255. Oh, look at these. They're all nicely labeled and everything. That's so dope sounding. Ah, here we go. Licensed amateurs. These are real conversations now.
Watt of power, and my antenna is only a single quad.
Yes, I remember about your loop antenna system, Gary. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Very, very good signal. Very, very smooth audio coming here into the southwest part of France. Very, very good and smooth audio.
Roger, Roger. Echo Whiskey 1. Mike, Mike. Echo Whiskey 1, Mike, Mike. Thank you, my friend. I have not heard you for a long, long time, by the way. Maybe propagation was not so good between our QTHs, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the nice chat. Happy New Year. And we'll see you next time. Over.
Thank you very much. One more time. A very, very good signal coming from your location. One of the biggest signal. You must send it the other 9. And Echo Whiskey 1 Mike Mike. Foxtrot 4 Echo Charlie Juliet. Enjoy your DX. Merci.
Okay, thank you. You sound marvelous. Absolutely good signal. Bye-bye.
Echo Whiskey 1 Mike Mike. Yankee Uniform 4 Victor Delta.
YU4 Victor Delta 5/7. Over.
Echo Whiskey 1 Mike Mike. Yankee Uniform.
So let's see if... Wow, it's amazing. I can already kind of feel what was a bunch of noise is starting to seem more like a landscape that makes sense. But it makes me want to go to a SDR that is closer in America. So according to the robots, I like saying the robots instead of giving a what? Open link. This is not a real link. Nope, it's not. University of Maryland SDR. There we go. Copy link. Let's try this one. Nope. That's not taking me anywhere either. I don't think any of these work. Do robots just lie? Yes, they do. Yeah, none of those links actually are working. How wild. None of the SDR links given worked. I'm not dialed in on the, I do not take very seriously the, what is it? Rocco's Basilisk, is that what it was? Yeah, I like GPT because that reminds you what it is. It's just a statistics engine. And I do think those little verbal nudges matter for those kind of things to just kind of keep yourself in the headspace. Similar to polite society matters in that it slows down overcorrection. I think that's a big part of what things, how things got a little bit sideways and weird during the teen years is that we basically had a highly compressed speech with social media, which meant, and we had incentives that rewarded hypercorrections, which made things really, really weird. Let's see, Sky King 3 times. That's right. I agree. Well, shoot, I guess this is the only SDR that I know. I'm glad that one in the Netherlands has still worked. I'm trying all these other ones, but not seeing what I'd like to. WebSDR.org. Aha! Here we go. WebSDR.org. This is all of them. There we go. Holy Christ, this guy's giving me food. This food sucks, but I don't even know it. Okay. Let me just try resetting all of these, except a slight punch in so I don't accidentally spill over any URLs. I don't know what there is to be afraid of, but I know that I should be afraid. Okay, this is the number one here, right? Oop, which I just went to again. Netherlands, UK, Utah. Hey. Oh, is there not an easy doodad? Let's see. Where is the thing to click on? Actually, just JVA. I think it's fascinating that is a marker of quality nowadays. Well, let me see what happens when I click on these. Oh, hey, here we go. Great. So this is in the USA. So we have a familiar interface. I'll go ahead and I'll get rid of this and we'll use this one instead. Let's see what we can hear. Wait, where's the audio? Volume, no audio, press Chrome audio start button. Chrome audio start.
In California, someplace.
Hey!
And a quote wildlife expert crawled down there into that crawl space to flush out the bear, which he did. They showed video of the bear squeezing himself out the hole that he's been using to come and go in.
Wow, this got way less interesting now that I know what they're saying. That's hilarious. Here, let's kind of move this guy in. We'll kind of zoom. Actually, there we go.
Fortunately for that guy, the bear decided to flee.
That would be interesting. So think about what a compliment bomb would look like in ham radio space. Boy, that would be a good book, is to figure out something where the only way for a flash mob to happen would be over old school radio.
Over to you there, Chuck, and how's things in Moscow this morning? K7UQR. And again, you give it to me, KC7DA.
Yeah, good morning, Brent. KC7DA. And I don't know what kind of roof you have here. All I've heard is this K7UQR. All I've heard is Vern and you, Brent. You're about 25 over here at my location, Brent. Vern, you're 20 over. So, good signals today. And hopefully, Mike, you can hear me over there on the coast. Well, it didn't snow last night. We got about 2 inches of snow the night before.
So I have to imagine that various law enforcement agencies just have recordings of all of this, right? Yeah, that's true, Wago. Also, that's also true, Rarless. Okay, so now let's do, we said licensed amateurs were, oh, look at this. This is restricted only to this area. I get it now. Earth to space. I guess maybe we should go back to the... Oh, wait. Well, now this is just AM radio. At what point do we enter shortwave range? What? All right. I think I got a sense of what's going on here. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And we're actually encountering that all the way up on the surface web, where the amount of stuff just being uploaded onto YouTube is, look, there's a reason that I'm being good about going live, is because polished content is now getting lost in the gray goo, right? Okay, ADM, there we go, on ADM 3.6 to 4.0. Let's take a look. 3.6 to 4.0. Is that down here? Or am I misunderstanding it? This is one of those where it's like I don't even speak enough of the basics to really know what I'm going. Yeah, Hawk, I think you're exactly right. And I think what's going to happen is basically AI is going to be a filtering layer between us and them. And we're to be honest, you've heard me talk about this before. We're headed back to the 19th century Victorian era, where strangely photographs had their time, videos had their time, but now authenticity is, we're kind of back to, I set my watch and warrant on it. I give my oath. It's my name. And so on. Okay, there we go. 3,600 to 4,000. So let's take a look down here. What is that? Besides wonderful? Isn't it great to just kind of tickle the mysterious vibes? FT8. I would love to know it. Let me find out what that means. As a matter of fact, here, I'll save you guys some time. If you don't mind, I'm going to keep asking the robots, and it'll give dumb robot answers, but what's this? I'm on kfsdr.com. That's modern ham radio digital traffic, it says. FT8. Yeah, you're parked right in the 20-minute FT8 segment and the Waterfalls textbook. How to read what they're saying. Those evenly spaced vertical pickets are individual FT8 transmissions. They all start and stop together. FT8 is time synchronized. Each burst lasts 12.6 seconds, then silence, then repeat, bandwidth per signal. So this is another one of those cases where a thing that the robots are going to be good at is being C plus or maybe C minus at everything. Whatever the normal distribution curve is, if you talk to somebody who knows their salt, who's B plus or above, they're going to be insulted by anything a robot knows. But if you know nothing and you got no one better, and you know that you're dealing with a C minus creature, then you can vaguely trust what it has to say. That's my current operating hypothesis on it. FT8 basically took over HF. Contesting, casual contacts, propagation testing, people working the world with 10 watts in a wire. What is it? What does that mean? Oh no. Is the robot starting to talk like Brian? I don't want Brian talk. Wait, but what is... Yeah, okay. Thank you, NoSpig98. So in other words, I'm not going to understand any of it, but I do like to understand why. What's happening over here? Yeah, it's a bunch of robot shit. Huh? And over here, it looks like maybe a person. What is this guy? Here, I'll ask the dumb robot. King Griff says, you definitely cut through the AI slop. I started watching Scam School when I was like 10. Now I'm almost 30. Still keeping up with Modern Rogue stuff. You're one of the few YouTubers I still watch. You know, and that's one of the things, King Griff, is what worked 20 years ago was not what worked 10 years ago, and it's not what worked today. And moment for moment, man, not to get all cheesy about it, but it's like, you got to keep the signal alive. And right now, what that means is doing the thing that cannot be faked. And for example, right now, it is still, for the moment, highly unlikely that I am not actually Brian Brushwood and I did not actually read your comment, King Griff. But the rules are changing mighty fast, which is part of the reason I'm here. All right, here we go. NoSpig98 says earlier it means a low power transmission can reach across the globe in waves we haven't been able to do with anything but Morse code. Got it. Oh, interesting. The Dude 3, that sounds like a future episode to go to. If you don't mind, we'll just all agree that we'll add this one to the list. The Dude 3's idea is a good one. That sounds like a... look, I don't want to spoil my own bit here, guys, but you may notice that for 20 years, pretty much, I got one bit. Take a hidden world and make it just visible enough to be interesting, then move on. So these are really good hidden worlds that you guys are bringing up. Hey, good morning, Jonathan Hazlet 8880. Ha! King Griff, we already did. Oh, maybe, yeah, we should put one of my logos on here. This is my new Ember mug. I finally joined the insufferable, and it's not coffee today, it's tea, because I'm doing that teeth whitening. Yay. Thank you very much, Tank Radio. Thank you for your service. You're a champion. Oh, by the way, everybody, remember, hit me up. Hit me up with the ideas, what you're interested in. Brian@schwood.com, Brian@schwood.com. That really does get to me. More importantly, let's not let the robots separate us. Sign up for my email list. Signup.scamstuff.com. Yeah, the algorithms are making it harder, but at least we'll get this. Can you imagine how crazy someone would sound if 3 years ago someone claimed that this was AI? And yet, not at all crazy right now. And in fact, I am supposing that at the military level, whatever we're seeing at the folk grade level, and I love Perry Carpenter's interpretation of all this, at the folk grade, anyone can use it level, then you've got the industrial grade where I may be messing up his strata for it, but basically where a team of people use a tool in a kludgy way, and then you've got military level where, man, you put a lot of dumb resources to make stuff look. If you are doing anything interesting enough, and I will sound like a conspiracy theorist, as you guys know, I don't like conspiracy theories, but it is a fact that if you are doing something that is of state-level interest, it is entirely possible for every Zoom call that you experience to be completely deep-faked. How surreal is that? That would be quite the con. It turns out I'm puppeteered the entire time. Oh, this is a person. I think.
From the receive, the direction it went, but it took a little while.
Oh, stop.
Correct itself and get those nuts. So it does work. I want to get over here. What's going on?
Thank you so much, Destrola.
5 minutes or something like that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Man, I'm so happy to hear that.
Well, you got something you can do, it may not affect it. Well, this is true. It's just something that's easy to install. Between 7 and 12 volts is what the check is on the board. And I ran a variable power supply, and I had it, and it worked just for 5 volts. It loves 5 volts.
Yeah, that's the truism, isn't it?
Anything higher than that, overheat.
Cliff Horn, that's the other thing I was going to get doing today. But now I had the shower thought. I was like, okay. I actually have a list of shorts to make. I have a list of shorts that we have to do. I've been collecting a bunch of interesting science stuff that'll make good shorts. So my original plan was Calendly and that, but then I thought I could do that anytime. We only have Josh Nass coming in today, so now's the only time for us to get our head in radio space on there. There we go. Thank you. Okay, you want the little line to be on the right edge. Like, so in other words... Or do you mean more like this?
Go get my coffee. Alright.
Yeah, this theory is called the dead internet theory, and basically it's just the idea that that now that you can create synthetic fake signal, all of it becomes so much noise that the internet, air quotes, becomes useless. But we've already seen different phases of exactly the same thing. Things get noisy, like the death of email was in 1999 when spam happened, and then filtering happened. So we're gonna see robot on robot agent battles, basically. There's one really, really good book worth reading. It's a science fiction one, The Diamond Age by Neil Stephenson. He talks about it in the form of nanobots basically fighting each other all day so that the whole world is filled with toner on bad weather days. But really, it's just the dust and detritus of bazillion D nanobots. We're seeing a version of that in AI, and that's part of the reason that I go back to the Victorian era parallels, because that's something that he does in that book. Yeah, that's correct, as best I understand. As a matter of fact, yes, Josh will be coming in this evening. So tomorrow morning when we go live, Josh will be there, and we'll kind of talk through some of the stuff that we're up to. And then we're shooting tomorrow and Sunday. We got a number of things, but I don't want to spoil all of them. But, okay, where do you guys want to go now? Feels like I'm getting closer. Yeah, Josh is awesome. It was great seeing him at DEF CON, and I'm so glad that he's taken time to come out here and be here. I think we're setting up a Meshtastic thing and a couple other things as well. I'm going to learn a lot. It's really hard for me to pitch it because normally when I do my ballyhoo and get people hyped, I know a little bit about what I'm about to do. Not so much. Not so much. Hey, I like that idea, Bricker House. Let's make sure to hit that bell so you don't miss anything. So yeah, here's the way. If I were you guys, this is what I would set your subscriptions for. I'm not going to waste your time on the long form releases. I'm very judicious and careful about what I put out on that. The shorts, I try to do 1 to 2 per day. And I try to not waste your time on those. You'll be able to tell instantly what flavor of short you're getting based on the font. You'll recognize there's 3 flavors. There's going to be classic, there's going to be some kind of live stream best moment of, and that'll look like an Opus Clip version. But know that those are always hand-picked by me. Like, I'm like, that's a good one. And then finally, the third one will be a wild card, like the Monorogue is a pyramid scheme one. That is a new one. The wild card ones will look like they're wildly low effort. And indeed, they may or may not be, but what they will absolutely be is authentic, because you don't, the way dopamine works, you get too much of the same, then you tune it out. And you see that literally, that's how our brains are built, is to recognize consistency and then stop being able to see it, which is why, unfortunately for you guys, what you guys see is that Brian keeps changing his tune. He keeps playing a different riff. Now he's doing, more of this spicy tech-centric character. Now he's doing more of this thinky philosophical thing, this polished podcasting, et cetera, et cetera. But that is, of course, to look to Bob Dylan, right? Bob Dylan in the 60s doesn't sound like Bob Dylan in the 80s, and. But unfortunately, the side effect is, from my reality, there's an inherent bias when people comment. It is, as I call it, the Saturday Night Live problem, which is anytime you do anything for 50 years, including, in my case, being alive, then there's one thing everyone agrees, is they all want to remember when blank was good, which, of course, is really just saying, remember, this is the thin slice of the thing that I experienced that I liked a lot, in which case, great. I too, wish Chris Farley was alive. Bring back Chris Farley, they say. But, yeah, Meshtastic will be great. And I believe that is going to be a permanent fixture here at HQ. Oh, are you? Okay, great. That'll be excellent, Bricker House. I appreciate that. That's actually not a bad idea. Unfortunately, color coding gives people... So part of the experience of playing YouTube Shorts is sitting there with the objectively awesome experience of having your thumb over the kill button. Like, nope, bored now, next, you tire me. And so as a result, color coding would unfortunately, if at some point in the past you decided, like let's say a talky thinky bit didn't land with you, and you just like, well, all I know is I don't like the blue ones. Then when you see the blue ones, you're always going to pass by it. And so instead, I have to, a thing that the algorithms are getting very, very good at is not even showing you the ones that it knows you're not going to like. So let's say you don't like the talky thinky ones that are slices of podcasts. Then YouTube already has enough statistical data to correlate that with, this demographic, this cohort, this user doesn't tend to stick around for these, so I'll not even show it. Or if I do show it, it'll be just in a statistical roll of the dice experimentation kind of way. Yeah, you did, Flying Car 100. We're going to be doing Meshtastic and a bunch of other stuff. Josh Nass from Ham Radio Crash Course is coming in later today. Here we go. This is the practical advice. Scooch in your right edge to line up with the middle line, the little middle line. So, okay, that's what I figured. But I wondered, what is this noise over here? Whoops. That sounds better. I feel like I'm not quite getting this one. Think of that noise to the right as an echo, more or less. Great. Okay. Meshtastic, so I'm going to take the bullet for you, Jay. I'll sound like the definite idiot. Is Meshtastic, as I understand it, is, do you remember when Occupy Wall Street was happening? One of the things that they did was they set up a bunch of little repeaters so that messages didn't have to go through cell towers for SMSs, but instead all of them could repeat to each other, and you could take down any one of the towers and they would still relay. It was basically a little mini independent internet, but low fidelity just for text messaging. I believe Meshtastic is a similar thing. It is a protocol where, let's say I set up a repeater here at Modern Rogue HQ, then I could send a message, and as long as there's enough repeaters somewhere around, it would make enough hops to eventually propagate over a large area. I think it would be cool. Ooh, I wonder what is an LSB set? Oh, got it. Let's see what type of modulation. Here, you know what? I'll give you the conch. Aha. Yeah, let's move on to a different frequency. I agree, Laser Dave. In fact, I'm going to go back to that one in the Netherlands, and we'll listen to international stuff. So that's shortwave.themountainroad.com. And all it does is forward this over to this wonderful guy. LSB wide. Well, here, I'll double check with you guys. You tell me. If there's anything I should do here. Let's see. Some of these are labeled. You said what? 14,000? There we go. Japan. Now that's got to be Morse code, right? Okay, 4625 kilohertz. I wonder if this, I wish this waterfall extended farther down, because then I would have visual information that I could give GPT to translate that. Analyzing image, analyzing image. Individual Moors, right? Okay, great. Can you translate from the visual? Ah, I love it. Ham radio geography. What a great way to put it. Contest ops. See, that's a word that you guys mentioned before that I don't really know. Yeah, got it. Okay, yeah, that does sound right. So I can take this and narrow this so I'm only listening to this guy. Well, that's very quiet. You're basically watching a crowded 19th century chat room rendered in neon. I don't like that the robots are good with their metaphors. That's my thing. Here, I gotta make it so it doesn't make a sound. There we go. Nope, not reliably. How can I get you audio easily? Oh, you know what? Actually, watch this. Here. I'm gonna solve it myself. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to watch this. Here, I'm going to open Adobe Audition. I'm going to record for a bit. That looks like a repeating message. Look at that. I figured that out all on my own. Delete. There we go. Now, I'm going to capture this. Here is the waveform of a repeating code. Can you translate from Morse? We'll see whether or not I look really dumb. Cool. It says, this is almost certainly a repeated CQ call, possibly followed by a call sign, classic ham behavior. Why this waveform screams CQ? Well, probably because statistically likely, but did intra-character gap. Oh, look at this. CQ. Whoa! It actually seems to have gotten CQ, alternating long. Okay. What is the call sign? Okay, if I zoom in. Oh, we got dogs. Oh man, look at that. I think that's my time, y'all. Look at this. We got dog just as we were getting to solve a mystery. We've got dogs attacking Bonnie, we are traveling throughout time and space. We have solved that this is a CQ repeating signal. It could be an imperial code. There we go. All right, guys. When it's dog o'clock, you know what that means. It means I gotta go, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye, you guys.